Hi there, I'm Kim Berkeley. I'm one of the authors of the Speaking Out About Self-Injury blog over on HealthyPlace, and today I wanted to share one of my favorite self-harm psychology tools for recovery, and that's writing. Now, it's probably not surprising that I picked writing, considering that I'm a writer by trade and by choice. However, even if you're not naturally inclined to write normally, writing can still be a really powerful tool for your recovery toolbox. The reason that I say that is because, one, it's very accessible. If you have a computer or a tablet or a phone, or even if you just have a pad of paper and a pen or a pencil, then you have everything you need to use writing in your recovery process. It's not very expensive, it's not time intensive unless you want it to be. You don't have to go anywhere in particular to write, and you don't have to work with anyone in particular to write. I will always recommend that working with a therapist is probably the best course in the recovery process, but even if you're working through it on your own, writing can still be really helpful for you. Now, the ways that I've used writing in the past, number one is journaling. I've always found journaling really helpful for working through difficult emotions and experiences that, maybe I don't know how to verbalize right away. Putting these things down on paper, getting them out of your body and out of your mind can be a really healing process and just help you kind of vent some of those things without necessarily trying to talk about them when maybe you don't know how to put it into words yet. This is especially important if you are working through this on your own and don't feel like you have anyone to talk to yet. Just talking to yourself in the form of a journal can be very therapeutic. Another way that you can use writing to recover from self-harm is to kind of combine it with a little bit of cognitive behavioral therapy. So what I mean by that is that you can use writing to talk yourself out of giving in to cravings and having a relapse. The way that I do this is that I write down whatever emotion I'm feeling, or especially if it's a thought that I keep having in my head circling around, I write it down. I write down why I feel that way or why I think that way, and then I try to counteract that with an argument that talks about like evidence to the contrary. So for example, if I'm feeling very self-aware and insecure and like maybe I'm not good enough, then first I write that down, and then I start writing all the things that I've done that prove otherwise, or like all the things that people have told me. Any evidence that I can think of that says, no, this thought is wrong, and you don't have to hurt yourself just to deal with this thought. This is really, really powerful, again, especially if you're doing this alone. But even if you're working with a therapist or just talking to somebody else, sometimes you really just need to put these arguments into writing, not just to solidify it in the present, but so that you can return to it later on if you need a reminder. Now, finally, for me, one thing that I've done with writing in my recovery process that I didn't expect was that I started writing for HealthyPlace publicly. And this has been really therapeutic for me because it's been a way for me to turn something very negative into something very positive, because I am hopeful that in writing these posts and doing these videos that I am helping people. And so while obviously this won't be right for everybody, I don't expect that everyone watching this is going to want to publish what they've been through online or in a magazine or anything like that. There are other options. You could publish anonymously or under a pseudonym, or you could, on a smaller scale, maybe just publish in a small group, or even joining an online support group or something closed like that where you're still using written communication to support each other. That is still really good, not just for you, but for those other people that you're helping through the recovery process. And also, even if you don't want to write about it directly, writing fiction or poetry, something inspired by what you've been through, can be really therapeutic. I use this all the time as a fiction writer and as a game designer, and it's really helpful to transmute this experience into something a little bit more magical, a little bit more positive, and not only does it help you, but again, it can help your readers work through some of the things that they're going through too. So yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, etc., Please feel free to leave a comment on the blog and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.